Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And I gotta start with this from Chad Steingraber. Keep in mind that each share of an ETF represents a fixed certain amount of the underlying asset. The Canary ETF is approximately 10 XRP per share, which means for every one share, 10 XRP must be held to back it. And it doesn't matter what the price is, it must have it. So even if the price of XRP goes up and they're still selling shares of that ETF, they still have to buy that XRP. And there's a good chance that the over-the-counter desk are also going to run out of XRP as well. I'll talk more about that in a minute. Now, we are looking for daily acquisitions. If daily average equals 11 million XRP, times 12 ETF funds equals 132 million XRP daily. 1 week, 5 days, 666 million weekly. 1 month projection, 2.64 billion XRP held in cold storage. 1 year projection, 31.68 billion XRP. Gone forever, he says. Now, I want to remind you that as they're selling off these XRP ETFs, then XRP would be sold as well. It works both ways. But I don't think anybody's going to be in a hurry to sell their XRP ETFs. Not if they know what this cryptocurrency is capable of. But imagine that in 1 year, 31.68 billion XRP locked away. And Grok talks about scarcity. So let's start with this chart right here. So short term, months 1 to 3, moderate growth, 3x from $2.45 to $7.57 as scarcity builds gradually. Midterm, 4 to 6 months, acceleration, 13x cumulative to $32.82 due to compounding. Long term, months 7 to 12, explosive, hypothetical, 6,200x to $15,160 plus, but unrealistic without market adaptations. Expect volatility caps. So total return on investment potential from $2.45 to $15,160 plus, driven purely by supply contraction. And a lot of Grok also thinks that they're going to run out of XRP over the counter sometime early in December. Now, if that was to happen, and they're still selling shares of these ETFs, Franklin Templeton, Canary, and the rest of them, they will then turn to the exchanges to buy XRP. When all the XRP is gone on the exchanges, what do you think happens next? And as people are panic selling, are selling because the price is rising, who do you think is going to be buying up that XRP? Franklin Templeton, Canary, and so on. And 9 XRP ETFs are set to launch in 10 days. And here's the time frames from November 18th to the 25th, all before Thanksgiving. And that's why I said we're about to watch a lot of XRP leave circulation. Franklin Templeton is a lot bigger than Canary. Most of these funds are going to be bigger than the Canary Spot XRP ETF. I'm telling you, this is just the beginning. But Brad Garlinghouse warned us that this could happen. Take a listen.
There is relatively speaking, leaving forks aside, there's relatively speaking fixed supply, and you have increasing demand. And when endowments and institutions, Joey and I sat in a meeting not that long ago with, some of the largest institutional money in the world trying to get smart about crypto. They owned zero on that day. I don't know if they do today. But as they enter the market, you have fixed supply, increasing demand. You don't have to go to MIT to know what's going to happen. I did not go to MIT, just for the record. But
so Brad was warning us a long time ago that this was coming with institutional adoption and institutional demand. And what's happening right now? Every one of these companies that filed for a spot XRP ETF, they already knew the demand was there. They already knew that they were waiting to jump into this cryptocurrency. Must read, the XRP ETF launch just broke records, but the real story, it's 20 to 50x undervalued. Canary's tiny XRP ETF, just $100 million of assets under management, beat Bitwise's Solana ETF debut, $57 million in volume, with $58 million on day one, despite Bitwise being 50x larger than Canary. $5 billion in assets under management at launch. So a fund having 50x less AUM, or assets under management, did as much volume with their XRP ETF as Solana's ETF did. Let that sink in, my friends. But wait, gets even better. 6+ giants like Bitwise, Grayscale, Franklin Templeton have filed XRP ETFs with $1.67 trillion combined assets under management. That's 17,000x Canary size. Add BlackRock's $13 trillion combined. They have up to 160,000x more assets under management than Canary. Read that again. Potential XRP volume tsunami ahead. This is the altcoin ETF revolution. Who's ready? I thought that was a great post because it puts into perspective how small Canary actually is compared to the rest. And they still pulled in $58 million on day one into that spot XRP ETF. And you still don't see scarcity coming. It is about to happen in a very short period of time. Ripple CTO clarifies no issuer. This changes everything for XRP. Regulatory momentum and XRP is heating up fast. So David Schwartz addressed the clawback feature on the XRP ledger, emphasizing that XRP itself cannot be clawed back. This clarification came in response to questions about recovering XRP lost in scams, highlighting a fundamental aspect of XRP's design. The absence of an issuer for XRP distinguishes it from other tokens on the ledger. A lot of people always fudded about XRP being clawed back. You can't claw back XRP at all. Now, you could claw back RLUSD, and I think that was important to have for a stable coin. Because think about it, if they're using a stable coin for illicit activity or for a country that's under sanctions, something like that, of course there has to be a clawback feature. But that's why XRP is perfect for the BRICS countries as well. And that's why I always thought the BRICS, they're going to utilize something like XRP. It's a bridge asset. So when China wants to send the yuan to Russia, they could do it using XRP. It works as a trust layer. It works as a bridge currency. It can't be clawed back. And it fits perfectly inside the BRICS. And I think that's what the BIS was looking at when they created the white paper for mBridge, which is now BRICS Pay. Because every single project that the BIS was writing back then, the bank of all banks, they were most likely looking at the fact that XRP, it can't be clawed back, it has no issuer, it fit perfectly in other countries around the world. But it definitely does not have an issuer. Don't listen to the Bitcoin Maxi saying that Ripple is the CEO of XRP. ISO 222 migration interconnects the global economy, underlines Bank of America having structured data and streamlined payment systems has become increasingly important as the global economy gets more interconnected. So Bank of America put out this huge article on ISO 222 migration. And, everybody right away says ISO has nothing to do with crypto. What ISO does is it allows you to utilize cryptocurrencies within ISO messages. That's why Ripple being ISO compliant is so important for XRP holders. But Bank of America is now telling you that ISO 222 is coming. And here's Bank of America quietly betting big on Ripple. Remember this clip? Take a listen.
Another one you like is Ripple. You said it is the coin to be looking at right now.
Absolutely.
Why?
Okay, so Ripple actually was the second largest coin prior to the SEC's investigation of them. They did this really weird lawsuit against them, and basically the Ripple's going to be the track that everything's going to be running on in the future. So they created their own stable coin right now.
Okay.
And Bank of America, like I said, they were doing 100% of their internal transactions. They've got 83 different patents on it, and there's some incredible stuff that's going to be coming out.
So Bank of America internally was already utilizing Ripple and XRP. They even have 83 patents linked to Ripple XRP. Some even claim 100% of Bank of America's internal transactions run on it. So what do you think is going to happen when Bank of America wants to send cross-border payments under the new ISO messaging? They would most likely include something like XRP within those ISO messages. The cryptocurrency doesn't have to be compliant. All it matters is Ripple is compliant. Same thing with Stellar, same thing with Hedera, and so on. And they were all aligned with ISO from day one. XRP about to create many new millionaires. So we are about to see a massive breakout on the price of XRP. And right away, everybody's saying millionaires will be made. And then right after that, people say, well, how much XRP do I have to be holding to become a millionaire? Look at how much 1,000 XRP are going to be worth conservatively in this cycle. So if XRP say it hits conservative price point, $15. 1,000 XRP will be worth $15,000. I think it's going a lot higher. I think there's a good chance that 1,000 XRP is going to be worth somewhere between $50 and $100. Maybe more. We really don't know. It depends on what happens next with scarcity. It also depends on if we get clarity by the end of this year. If that happens, we go higher. If tokenization starts to amp up, we go higher. A lot of people are saying that this cycle isn't going to be over in January, like most people were predicting. I even said the same thing. If it plays out like 2017, 2018, XRP should top out most likely in January. But now with the ETFs, that changes things because the money's still going to continue to flow in month over month. It's not just going to happen in November and December and January. This is going to continue to happen. And if we get clarity, that Clarity Act passed, all of a sudden that green lights even more institutions to get involved with those ETFs, get involved with XRP. Because a lot of these companies, a lot of these big institutions, they're going to wait on the sidelines until regulations are in place first. But financial planners, everybody's going to be talking about XRP ETFs over the coming months. So we really don't know where XRP is going to go. I know a lot of people are going to become millionaires early in this cycle once the breakout begins, because a lot of people in this space have been holding XRP longer than me and you. You got to remember, a lot of people bought even before the run of 2017, 2018, and they're still holding XRP. Some people bought a lot during the bear market back in 2022 and 2023. But it doesn't matter. As long as you have a good game plan and you don't plan to cash out your entire bag into US dollars, and you figure out ways to get passive income from your XRP, you're going to make it either way. Because XRP, its price is not going to cap out at $100. It has to be so much higher, even to be utilized to move all that money, move tokenized assets. It's going to be utilized within central bank digital currencies. We are still at the early stages for this cryptocurrency. Institutional asset managers will begin tokenizing their assets by the end of 2025. And of course, it's documented coming from smoke. And I think the reason that they were projecting this is because by the end of this year, if we get regulations in place, the tokenization boom will instantly begin. And tokenization is something that's going to be year over year. So how does XRP have those major pullbacks? As trillions upon trillions of dollars in real world assets are falling onto the XRP ledger. I mean, Archax alone, $30 to $50 trillion on the XRP ledger. How does XRP have these major dips that people are calling for? I think the 4-year cycle is over, honestly. I think we're about to see the utility cycle begin. It's going to start with tokenization. It's going to start with banks utilizing XRP within ISO messages. Plus, now we have the FDIC also getting involved with insuring digital assets as well. So the banks will start offering crypto at the bank level. Things are going to really start to heat up. I think once we get regulations, that's going to be it in the United States. We're going to see an institutional wave so massive. The money that hits this space, it's going to be astronomical. And it's going to happen over a very short period of time. But like I always tell you, until it does happen, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.